Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my EdTech Life. I am your host, Fonz Mendoza. You can find me on Twitter at TechTeacher1381. And today we have a great show. We've got our guests that are busy getting ready, getting prepped, getting handsome for you guys. As that, we've got Ben Moore and we've got Daren White. The short and sweet crew is here. But today I just wanted to kind of share a couple of things with you guys, some new things here with my EdTech Life. Now we will be streaming on Periscope. We've got Facebook. We've got YouTube, of course. We're working on LinkedIn as well. So we will be showing up in more places. So you can go ahead and check out our shows. So I'm very excited that you've been sharing this week with us here. We've had some amazing guests that have been just sharing so many great things, so many great platforms. And if you ever have a chance, guys, please go ahead and give us a like, subscribe to our channel. That way you can go ahead and see past interviews. You can go ahead and get reminders for interviews that are coming up. And we do have some great guests lined up for next week as well. And right now it is my vacation time. So you've been seeing a lot more shows. But just want to let you know that as of July 12th, we'll kind of go back to our regular Saturday scheduled programming. But it's been great to be able to have some great guests. And if you're ever interested on being a guest and sharing some of the great things that you're doing, whether it's tech related or non-tech related, go ahead and shoot me a message on Twitter and I'll be more than happy to arrange something. You know, I'm a big fan of just sharing is caring. And my goal is to simply connect educators with other educators that are like-minded and are working on some great projects. And it's just a big connected 24/7 EdTech camp, whatever you'd like to call it. So I'm excited that you're joining us here today, guys. And also, if you get a chance and if you like our content, anything that, you know, you can go ahead and just simply support our show by buying us a cup of coffee, guys. So if you like what you see, go ahead and just buy us a cup of coffee. That way we can go ahead and keep the show going. We can get some great merch. We've got some stickers here that you will be able to win. So please stick around because we will be giving you a link and then we'll be mailing these out. And you will get this sticker pack. So you've got our circular sticker here. You've got our holographic sticker and our regular die cut sticker. All thank you to Sticker Mule. All right. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and meet the short and sweet crew. Let's go ahead and bring them in. Yeah. All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome. How's everybody doing today?
Not bad, you?
Excellent. Now, it is morning here in Texas. I know over there in Essex, it's already 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So thank you guys for making some time this afternoon out of your busy schedule to go ahead and be here on this show. We've got some viewers here that are definitely excited and have heard who you are, what you're doing. And I know that today you definitely have some great things for them as well that you'd like to share. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Ben, we'll start with you. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, and that way our audience can get to know you a little bit better.
Brilliant. Thanks, Franz. So hello, everyone. I'm Ben Moore. I'm an associate teacher, lettings and health and safety coordinator for 2 secondary academies here in Essex in the UK. I'm also the youngest Google certified trainer in the world right now. So that's an achievement that I celebrate quite a lot. So yeah, I'm a Google certified trainer. I work in the same school as Daren actually. So you'll hear a little bit from him in a minute. But we are the short and sweet duo. I'm short apparently, and he's sweet because I'm short and he is. So it sort of works like that. But you'll see some of our episodes on YouTube every Thursday night, and we've got one tonight as well on Flipgrid, 8 p.m. British summertime, so GMT +1. So make sure you check that out as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben, for introducing yourself. And then, of course, we've got mi amigo, Daren White. And Daren, go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about yourself. I know that they've seen you everywhere, especially Sunday Fun Day videos and all the amazing videos and content that you put out. But for those of us or those audience members that are joining us today that may not know the awesome sauce that you bring each and every time or every day, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks, Fons. Yeah, my name's Darren. I'm a Education Technologies lead at the same two academies as Ben. I've been a teacher for, 21 years this year. I know, I don't look old enough. It gets said all the time. Basically, I'm a language teacher, so Spanish with some French as well. Used to teach a bit of German. Kind of fell into the technology side of things through working with a guy you might recognise called Dean Stokes, because we used to work together at one of the schools, and kind of decided to do my level 1 and my level 2 about 3 years ago, and then decided to go for trainer and have never looked back. It's been a fantastic experience and great to work alongside people like Ben and Fons, of course, and be able to help as many people around the world make their lives a lot easier and help the students develop the skills that they need for the future.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben. And you definitely don't look, like you've been teaching for 21 years. So it must be that Essex climate that really keeps you all young. I mean, look at Ben. Like, Ben's got that baby fresh face. He just shaved. And I mean, Ben doesn't even look a day over 18, and he's 20, guys. So, I mean, definitely, I think I need to go to Essex and maybe kind of just rejuvenate myself.
The thing is, Daren taught me at school as well. That's what's even more funny. We're now working together, but he taught me at school. So it's quite cool.
Oh, we've got some accent love here from Tammy. Thank you for joining us, Tammy. I know you were here at our show yesterday. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, we're definitely going to have some laughs. We're going to have a great time, but we're also going to talk tech. And these two fine gentlemen, like they said, they are from the Short and Sweet show. You may have seen them on YouTube. You can check them out on YouTube. And Daren, or maybe one of you guys, if you can pop in that link, I can go ahead and share it. But definitely follow them on Twitter. You've got their Twitter names or their Twitter handles there. Go ahead and check them out, guys, because they have some great content, some real nice and slow lessons. They've got some short and sweets that, deal with different platforms that can definitely help you grab some tools, put them in that teacher tool belt, or do a little bit of mixing and matching, see what works for you. And then that way you can be equipped for this time of distance learning, or even when we head back to the classroom. So thank you guys for being here. And I'm just, like I said, really excited to have had the opportunity to meet both of you through Global GEG. So I want to give a big shout out to Global GEG, all the wonderful leaders. If you can, please also follow them on Twitter at Global GEG. You won't regret it. There's always some kind of training. They just finished level 1 boot camps. And right now we're seeing all the people that have been successfully passing their level 1 exams, and now they're working on level 2 exams. And you might see Ben and Daren on those. I know they were part of level 1, part of level 2 also as well. And so they definitely add so much just spice to it and make it fun and make it educational. And of course, the end goal is to prep educators, because in the end, the students are the ones that are going to benefit from it all as well. So thank you guys for being here. So let's go ahead and just talk about just a little bit, chat, before we get into some of the tech tools, guys. How has this time of remote distance learning, quarantine, what effects has it had on you guys? What have been some of the struggles? Just because, it's something important to talk about. It hasn't been very easy for a lot of us. But just want to make sure that people know that, they're not the only ones that if they're having a rough time. But what have been some of the struggles, but what have been some of the positive points? What have been some of the highlights? And we'll go ahead and start with you this time, Daren, since we started with Ben last time. So Daren, go ahead and maybe just tell our audience a little bit of what you've been working on and how this quarantine has, affected you, whether in a positive and negative way.
Yeah, sure. It's been quite strange, actually, because towards the end of 2019, I was off work anyway. I had some health issues myself, and my wife was waiting for an operation, and then came back to school in January. I came back to work, and then my wife had her operation, and she had that eventually 3 days before lockdown kicked in. So I've really kind of been out of the everyday school life since around about the end of November. So I was kind of I was already kind of remote learning a little bit and remote teaching and remote working. Because I was doing a lot of stuff from home. So I was kind of semi-prepared for it. And then obviously lockdown came, and aside from the odd day here and there, because our schools have worked a really, really good rota system, I've pretty much been working and teaching from home. So I've been teaching lessons from our spare room, basically, not the pub, because that's just behind me, but from our spare room. So I've set myself up in here with sort of 3 or 4 screens and got myself in a comfy chair and some lights and a green screen and all these kind of things, and just throw myself into it, really. And as you know, there's been a bit of a kind of an EdTech badge off going on between these people who like badges. I don't understand it. But yeah, so I've done a huge amount of PD during the course of this time, both for myself, but then also delivering to other people. So Ben and I are both part of our Academy's Enterprise Trust Innovator team. So we're basically a team of EdTech enthusiasts who we froze there for a minute. Yeah, we're a group of EdTech enthusiasts who basically lead training for the rest of the trust, so for the staff. So we've been running sort of training on how to deliver live lessons and streamed lessons and distance learning for sort of all of the staff across the trust, and that kind of what led us into the Short and Sweet show and working with Global GEG and GEG UK as well. So I've been in the element. I've loved it. It's been great.
That's awesome. That's really great to hear.
But
some of
the negative, and you'll appreciate this, is I've rediscovered biscuits.
Okay, now for those of you here in the US, biscuits are not what you think in the UK. Here we see biscuits and we think biscuits and gravy, or we think Pillsbury Doughboy. But biscuits are actually cookies, okay? The digestives. So it's very different. So just wanted to let you know, because we always want to make sure that we're proper here. So it's a proper, it's a biscuit. And the other one that we normally eat with biscuits and gravy, that's more of a scone, okay? So I think I got that right. I'm not sure. Correct me, gentlemen. I always want to make sure that I'm proper.
Scone.
Yeah, scone. Okay. Just making sure. But yeah, Daren definitely loves them biscuits. And just because I just learned about that, and I want to thank Kat, who sent me a dairy milk bar. And dairy milk, maybe it's just because that's the only bar that I've ever tried from the UK, but it definitely it was the most amazing milk chocolate bar that I've had. But I've learned more that there is more varieties there. And thanks to these two gentlemen here, who are all, like, these guys are really short, sweet, and into sweets. So these guys definitely know all their good British treats. So thank you guys for sharing. So Ben, how about yourself, Ben? I know like you said, or like Daren was mentioning, both of you work in the same trust, and you are in charge of delivering training to your teachers and so on. I know that for you, it's this time has been a little bit different, maybe some upsides, some downsides, and things of that sort. If you don't mind, Ben, just share a little bit with our audience, who maybe, have had some issues or maybe just some tough times, but have also had some great times during this quarantine period.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so for me, I similar to Daren, I'm in my element here. I love all the EdTech stuff, and I love helping other people. I'm really passionate about helping others, but myself, I've had a few issues during this time. I was actually really ill starting in January of this year. Ended up on the 1st of March actually being diagnosed with double pneumonia, which was about 3 weeks before the UK went into lockdown. So I went into lockdown on the 1st of March, 3 weeks before everyone else. And, I work a really busy schedule normally between my 3 job roles. Work about sort of 65, 70 hours a week. And to go down to nothing, I found really difficult. So that's where the EdTech stuff really came into play for me, actually. And I started going off. Before March, I didn't have any certification with Google. I had no badges for my email or anything like that. But in that time, I've done my level 1, level 2, and trainer certification. I've just submitted my VIA 20 application, so for my innovator, and lots of other different courses I've done as well, with Edpuzzle, Wevideo, Flipgrid, all those sort of cool platforms that I'm sure you would have heard about before, and we'll take a look at some of those later on. But for me, yeah, I've really been in my element actually, delivering these training to teachers across the trust, because our trust is made up of 58 schools actually. So, I'm really passionate about the helping of those teachers to deliver good quality stuff to their students. It's all about the end result of the student getting a better deal of the education system, and that's what I'm really passionate about. So despite having those health issues and health problems over the last 3 months, I do have down days, do have days that are worse than others, but the main thing is trying to keep positive, trying to keep doing things that make you happy, do things you want to do, and things that you the stuff that you just like doing. Don't do things for the sake of doing them. If like with all this EdTech badge stuff, don't do it because it's a badge. Do it because you want to do it and you want to make an impact on your students and teachers. That's the sort of thing I've been really looking at, and that's what drove us into, as Daren said, the global GEG, GEG UK, and the short and sweet stuff. It's all about trying to have an impact on the students, the end user of these of all these trainings.
Excellent. Yeah, and that's the same reason here, having the show is just a platform to, be able to bring fine educators such as yourself, practitioners, and just to give, all our educator community just some great advice, like we saw Tammy here saying that, she's enjoyed this downtime and that it has helped a lot of educators and many throughout the world. It has helped them really just better their practice and learning those digital literacy skills and digital skills that they can easily transfer throughout their curriculum and to their students. And then, of course, you've got wonderful folks such as yourself and the Global GEG and all its leaders, and putting on these boot camps and, having some shows and, uploading videos like I do, tutorials and things of that sort. So we're all in here just to share and, what we find has been useful to us. And again, just to share it with you, just to give you all of that information. And like Ben said, don't feel that you have to do everything all at once. Take your time and really understand your practice, understand what's going to work for you, and especially what's going to work for your district, because sometimes a lot of these platforms that we may share with you, the district may not approve of them, or maybe there won't be any funding. And then, you kind of feel let down, but it's just one of those things. You gotta know where you're working, what's allowed, and then just kind of go from there and use what you can to bring your practice up, and of course to put it into the students' hands. So thank you, Daren and Ben, for sharing some of those stories of yourselves and going through this time of quarantine. For a lot of us, like myself, being out from March 16th on and been training pretty much nonstop, or creating videos, created the level 1 modules for our district, working on some level 2 stuff. And so I'm really excited about that, so again, thank you guys for sharing. And so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about maybe some of the highlights, some of those little gems that during this time of quarantine that you have found have been very useful for either the short and sweet shows, to create resources for your teachers, things of that sort. So let's go ahead and we'll start with Ben first. Ben, what's one of the little gems that you want to share with us today as far as platforms are concerned?
So is it a platform that I really like using, or in terms of something I've shared with staff?
Oh, no, I mean, just I guess we were talking about earlier that you wanted to share maybe some Wevideo.
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Perfect.
Yeah. So for any of you that don't know or have never heard of Wevideo is one of my favorite EdTech tools actually. And to put it in a nutshell, all devices. So before, if if you're doing any movie editing, you'd need to have if you're using Windows, it'd be Windows Movie Maker, or if you're using a Mac, you'd be using things like iMovie or Final Cut or Premiere Pro. But if you're on a Chromebook, you had no real option before now, and Wevideo is the bridge between the two platforms and giving you access to edit on any device as long as you have an internet connection. So this is an online movie editor, which is something I think it's a game changer. It's been so positive and powerful for teachers in our schools here in Essex. Me and Daren use it a lot. We actually did a 2-part series on Short and Sweet about Wevideo itself and all the different cool stuff you can do with it. But I use it for my YouTube videos. I use them for our school assembly videos. I use it for things like not just videos itself. I use it for the GIFs. I make some really cool GIFs on the GIF creator on here. You've now got the option to do podcasts. Wevideo is constantly evolving, and there's so many cool things you can do with it. So I'll just I'll talk about this creator community in just a second, but I'm just gonna open this tab here, and I'll need to reload it because I've been timed out, which is typical. But you can just see here, this is my movie editor, and at the moment I'm just in the process of creating my school assembly for this week. So you can see I've got lots of different clips highlighted on here. But what I really like about this is you have the option to input your own media. So I can input all stuff from my computer or my Google Drive, or I've got options to go from Box here and Dropbox and OneDrive. So you've really got a variety of places to import your media from, and I think that's really nice as well that it ties into all these different platforms that we use every day already. So there's no having to download it from one place, then upload it into here. It's all integrated for you, which is really smooth, and I really like that. But not only that, that's not the only cool thing you can do here. You've got the option to record inside here. So for any of you that use Screencastify or Loom or Google Meet recordings, you can import those directly in here, absolutely no problem. Or you can we've now got the option, to record your webcam in here, your screen, or your screen and webcam. So you can do it directly from Wevideo rather than importing a source from elsewhere. So again, just making things a little bit quicker for you, saving you that time of importing things. It does it directly from Wevideo here. And you also have the option to narrate over any pieces. So if I wanted to add a bit of, maybe if I got a video, I didn't like the way I sounded in there, but I thought the text was really, the view was really good. I could talk over it. Or if you've got a YouTube video you're putting in, but you don't like the way someone says something, you can talk over it. It's absolutely fine. You can record that directly into your Wevideo as well. And you've got loads of cool effects, loads of stuff you can use. It's all built in for you. So I'm on the education account at the moment from my school, my district, and there's loads of cool effects in here. So we've got in the stock media section over here, we can search for things. We've got a few come up here for science. I think that's just a preset, but I can type in anything on here. I'll type computers as an example. I hope something's going to come up now because it'd look a bit silly if it didn't. So you can see I've got some computer results on here. I need to just drag and drop. You can drag them straight into your project, which is really nice. So you don't have to have all of your own content. There's some really cool stuff available for you to use, and you've got that search bar to search for the things you want to see. So some really nice integration there. And without going into explain every feature this program does, I think this is a real nice alternative to using iMovie and Windows Movie Maker. I have been using Final Cut for the last 3 years, which is Apple's sort of expensive product for movie editing, and I found coming over to Wevideo a breeze. I really like the way it works. I really like the way it makes things simple for our teachers to use. And before, we'd have to edit all the videos. Myself and Daren would edit all the videos for the school in terms of kids videos or staff videos. And now every staff member, because they have a Chromebook, can get onto Wevideo here and use this platform. And it's really cool. So this is what so much more stuff you can do with it. You can export different qualities. You can save directly to your Google Drive. You can, if I just go to another project and show you, because I haven't finished this one yet, so I don't want to finish that. But if I just go to this GIF here, so I've done a GIF with all my badges on that I've earned during lockdown. Yeah, I've had to make them all small because they didn't fit. Yeah.
What a problem to have, you poor guy.
So you'll see I've got some options here to save in different resolutions and different places, so I can save directly to my Google Drive, and this saves, it creates a folder in your drive which all of your Wevideo exports go to. So it's so powerful. It links with all of your existing platforms you're using on a day-to-day life, and not only that, you do have PD options here. So I will big up Wevideo here, and all three of us have done these PD programs. We've gone through the bronze, the silver, gold, and ambassador programs for Wevideo, and that you can find all of those in your creator community, which is the page I had up to start with. And there's loads of cool resources in here from educators all over the world who are talking about things. There's lots of different topics and forums you can go through and find your answers. And the support network that you have from being part of Wevideo is something else. It really is really powerful. I think if I ever need to find something out, there's always somebody on here that will answer that question. So that's probably my sort of EdTech gem, I suppose, out of lockdown. This is the thing I use the most, and a lot of other teachers in our school are doing the same thing now. And you can give seats to students, and they can create content as well under use. It's almost like a Google Classroom in a way, but on Wevideo. Students can create content, and you can work together and collaboratively on there as well. So it's really powerful, and if you haven't used it already, you should definitely check it out. It's really cool.
All right, a question from Tammy. Do you have to buy a green screen, or is it part of the program?
So you don't have to necessarily buy a green screen if you don't want to. As long as you're against a plain background, you should be able to pick out the color on it. I mean, for me here, as you can see behind me, I haven't got a green screen. I've just got actually my TV is on my bed to try and block out, give me a bit of color. I've moved my computer the last 2 days, so it doesn't work anymore. But we'll skip past that. As long as you're against a black, no, so not black, a neutral background, of a flat background, you should be able to pick out the color. As you can see, Darren's got he's got a green screen. It's not actually a green screen. It's a tablecloth, which he's pinned to the wall. So
don't buy the secrets.
Oh, sorry, mate. I forgot. We mentioned that beforehand. I've let you down. Sorry. But you can pick out the color on here. I'm just going to see if I can quickly get it up for you, just where you do that. So this isn't a great example because this is me. This isn't on a plain background, but you can go over to your click on your clip, and you have this people icon in a box at the top, and you can actually just pick out the color. So you just pick on your dropper, select the color of your background, and remove that from it. So you don't necessarily have to have a green screen as long as you've got a neutral, sort of a flat background of mainly one color. It should take out the background for you.
Perfect. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. Now, one thing that I love about Wevideo, though, is like you shared with the stock library, everything there, you don't have to worry about copyright. Now, oftentimes students will get videos, they want to pop in whatever they want, and normally they just do a Google search and they just either drag and drop or find whatever, but you've got over 1 million assets there that you have that are completely copyright, legal, and you won't get into any trouble at all whatsoever. So that's amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely something worth noting as well. That's something that we often forget as trainers as well, is to say to people, these are free. You can use all of these without worrying about getting in trouble. And I think that's really important to note as well, that these are all completely free. You don't need to have any concerns about using them in any of your videos. So that's another really neat feature that Wevideo has given us.
Perfect. Awesome, Ben. That's great. Like, and again, Wevideo is great. I mean, definitely visit the community. The community is wonderful. And the way that I got introduced to Wevideo is because of Daren White. And I just started following Daren on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, I just started kind of following him and then seeing, hey, what is this? And what is this? And then I kind of started looking around, asking questions. And then that's the way that I found out about Wevideo. And then I was thinking to myself, where has this been my whole life? And it's just been a terrific platform because it has definitely allowed me to create some great videos for resources and for our teachers. But this is great for in the classroom practice. I mean, if you allow your students to create, I mean, if they're creating maybe a lab, a science lab, they can record themselves. They can go ahead and pop the video, whether they record themselves on a mobile device, pop the video into Google Drive. They can pop the video here into Wevideo, and they can go ahead and make some edits. They can go ahead and submit a learning artifact, and it's something that is great and wonderful. And then the students will take a little bit more ownership because they're producing something. And so it's just great that they're just not, you don't want your students just to be consumers of the knowledge, but you want them to also be creators. And it allows for you as a teacher to be able to see their thought process and see the way that they think. And of course, it gives them that creativity. So that's something that is great. So that's what I love.
It gives all students their own voice, isn't it? Their own way to express how they're feeling and what's going on up here. They can put it into something creative, because not every student is great at writing words down and making it sound exactly as it sounds in their head. But for those students that are really creative, Wevideo is the perfect opportunity for them to do that, to empower their voice and give them that voice back.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I was talking to Bruce Reicher, who joined us on Tuesday on the show. We're talking about some video creation or just any kind of creation, whether it's with Wevideo or Google Slides or anything. But I let him know about a young lady, in my classroom, 5th grade, teaching science social studies. Never spoke a word. She was an English language learner, very shy. But when I would put a Chromebook in front of her to create a presentation just to see, their reflection, she spoke loudly through those Google Slides and what she was creating. And I knew right there that although she may be shy and not want to stand in front of class to present or speak, but I knew through that content that she created that she understood the content that I was teaching. So that was something that's wonderful. And so, Ben, like you said, it's just being able to see what is in the student's mind and being able to see it in this form of media creation, whether it's slides, whether it's videos, or whether it's something that is even non-tech. Just being able to see that learning take place is something that's awesome. Yeah. Awesome, Ben. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing Wevideo with us. And Daren, we'll move on to you, Daren. Now, Daren, that is definitely a green screen. That doesn't look like a tablecloth to me at all whatsoever, mate. You must have spent maybe I don't know how many pounds. Well, I'll say it in dollars, maybe like $90, which is what?
This was 114 pence. Right, that's a lot of money. You can't even buy a dairy milk for that.
Oh, you know what? It cost, I think Kat told me that it cost her more to ship the dairy milk than to buy a dairy milk bar.
It's worth it. It is worth it.
It was worth it. It was worth it. Thank you, Kat, again.
I've gone to standing up because I'm quite tall, and if I sit down too long, it hurts. So that's why I kind of.
I was just going to say, it's getting ready. You stood up.
Yeah. This was literally £1. And do you mind if I just add on to what Ben said?
Oh, of course. Go ahead.
One of the things I really love about Wevideo is obviously they've got the stock green screen footage in there, and you can also get yourself a green screen like this one. But one of the things I really love doing, if we can put my screen on, Fonz, that'd be great. I've just shared my Wevideo account here from school. And one of the things that I absolutely love doing was just creating things for myself. So what you'll notice here is I've got things like a Jamboard green screen, because there's no way I can afford a Jamboard, and there's no way the school's going to pay out $6,000 or whatever it is for a Jamboard. So I created my own. I just got a picture of a Jamboard and I green screened the screen. And I've done exactly the same with a jail cell. And I've done exactly the same. I just click on this one, for example. There's my Jamboard. There we go. And all I did is I took the picture of the Jamboard into Google Drawings. I used the polyline tool to draw around the edge to create a shape. And then I used my eyedropper extension just to fill in with the chroma key color. And now I just use that as a display. But then I played around with some other things. So I've also got my own sort of outdoor cinema. So when we're using assemblies and things like that, we can appear on a big screen. Obviously, these people aren't social distancing, but I'm not taking responsibility for them. And you can literally do anything. And one of my favourites is a bit of morning TV before I go to work. So this is the Good Morning Britain studio, and I just green screened out the back there, and I quite like using that as well. So literally just go get your picture with whatever you want to project onto or pretend you're projecting onto. Use the Google Polyline tool to create your lines, and then fill it in with green. Take it into Wevideo, and then use that tool, that eyedropper tool that Ben showed us, to take that colour away. And whatever you've got underneath it will show like it's on screen. And it's really good fun to play with.
That is awesome. So see, guys, this is short and sweet. This is what they are all about. And so this is great that they're sharing these wonderful tools and resources with you. And I know that they do have an episode up on Wevideo on their YouTube channel. So go ahead and check them out at Short and Sweet. So that'll be wonderful.
There's 2 of them. It's so good. We had to do a double episode.
Ah, there you go. I think there was a pretty decent episode there of Edpuzzle, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
There was, a really good one, actually.
Really good guest on that as well. I can't remember who it was.
All right, guys. All right, excellent. Well, thank you so much. Now we've got Daren. Daren's going to go ahead and share one of his tools. And now Daren is definitely or has done some great magic with his creations. And what he's about to show you has just been something that is great. And for a while there, he was like publishing like a book every other day, and I'm sure he's still working on some books, but I mean, look at his collection here. All right. So we're going to be talking about Book Creator. So go ahead, Daren, let us know a little bit more about Book Creator and the amazing things that you can do there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Book Creator was something I became aware of probably around about 18 months ago, but hadn't really had the chance to play around with it and the time to investigate what I could do with it. So kind of lockdown gave me the opportunity to start playing. And I decided to put together a book all about top tips for G Suite tools during distance learning. And really, I wanted to do that to kind of really help out my colleagues and help out people as well online, free of charge. So this is my first ebook, and it's literally just a whole list of contents, everything really through G Suite with a few extensions and third parties like Wevideo and Whiteboard FI and things like that. And I just put this together really just to save me having to keep answering questions and to be able to say to people, look, if watching videos isn't for you and reading long articles in things like the Google Help Center doesn't work for you, then maybe this is a little bit of a mixture of media, because it's wording and it's visual as well at the same time, might be more approachable. So this was my first one. It was literally just a page on everything that I thought was important and some top tips from that point of view. Lots of screenshots, some embedded links and things like that. People to follow on Twitter. Obviously, Fonz is in there. There you go. Should have been higher up, really, shouldn't you, Fonz? And then also put in there the option to like buy me a coffee if you liked it. I didn't really know what was going to happen. Okay. And I got loads of really good feedback on it, and people were like, "Oh, this is amazing." I was like, "Is it really?" And like Ben was saying earlier, the old imposter syndrome kind of kicks in. So then I thought, well, I should probably do a follow-up. So I did this one, Extra Sweet. You can see where we're going with the kind of the puns, can't you? Okay. We had Too Sweet, we had Extra Sweet, then we got Short and Sweet as the series, So this one was all to do with add-ons and extensions and third parties. But then as we started getting more and more into distance learning, a lot of people were asking about how you keep people engaged online. So I kind of came up with EduVision, and this was a guide on different things you can do to make your online learning more engaging. This is one of my favorites, making your online teaching engaging because there's no point vlogging a dead horse.
Well, that's very true.
I'm really proud of that. You can clap your hands in the chat if you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that British humor. I love it.
Absolutely priceless. Yeah, you can't give it away. But then what I did, I decided to show people like what my setup was like and what I was worried about. Obviously, as someone who's used to EdTech, I still had things I had to consider and all that kind of stuff, and also things not to worry so much about, like getting it wrong. Okay, and then I just kind of went through how you might set yourself up, green screens, and how to get one for 114 pence, and then various different bits. But then I started embedding videos in, because with Book Creator you can put videos right in and they're playable from within the book. And you can also add audio and things like that. You can bring in Bitmojis and all sorts of various bits and pieces. So it becomes a very usable resource because actually everything's embedded links and you can click on them and use them, watch the videos really easily, and it's all in one place. So it fits all sorts of different needs. And then I kind of went, well, this is going okay. So I did another one, which was a guide to Wevideo, which is a great product if you've never heard of it. Oh, no, hold on a minute. We've just done that. And then I thought, well, I'll do one on Google Classroom because lots of people like that as well. So I've made a complete Google Classroom 101 there from all of the different aspects from start to finish. Then I made, ironically, a Book Creator's Guide to Book Creator because that just made sense to me. Okay?
Yeah.
And then also, off the back of some of the work we've done with Global GED, I decided to be your own hero and achieve inbox zero. So this is how to get your inbox down to virtually empty.
I definitely need a copy of that one for sure.
Yeah, so you can have it. So you can go to my library is just bit.ly Ranganation. Okay, so you can just type in bit.ly Ranganation, like we've got in the top left-hand corner there. The capitals are important, and you can access any of these free of charge. And all you need to do if you like them, you just bookmark them. Okay, but what you can also do with Book Creator is you can collaborate as well. So at the moment, I'm working on something for GEG UK and for Wevideo and for Book Creator with Rachel Coulter. And we're both working on the same book together. So you can collaborate with other people, or your students can collaborate all together. So what I'm going to do, just to show you really quickly, is kind of how you get into it from a blank account, right? So I'm just going to go to one of my other accounts that hasn't got a Wevideo account. And I'm just it hasn't got a Book Creator account, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is to get started. Okay, so I'm just going to Google Book Creator, click on Bringing Creativity to Your Classroom, and you'll see there's a pricing thing here. They've just released a certified author program, so you can get your accreditation that way. Okay, you can click on your pricing, and you can see this pricing here, which you can have 180 books, or you can have 1,000 books, or a whole school district, okay? But keep going, and you can have one library with 40 books to use in your classroom, absolutely free. That's why I love it. Free things are so important. And Fonz, as you were saying earlier, sometimes it's difficult to get schools and districts to pay the money for a subscription. But if you can use it for free, 40 books is a lot of books.
Hey,
Students collaborating.
I always say, if it's free, it's for me.
Absolutely. So we just start making books. And you can choose whether you're a student or a teacher. So I'm going to pretend I'm a teacher. Okay. And I'm going to click sign in with Google. It's going to take me there. I'm just going to sign in with that account. It asks me what grades I teach. So I'm just going to click those ones. It asks me what subjects, so I'm going to just tick a couple. And it asks me to name it, and I'm going to call this one EdTech Life Demo. And that's the name of my library. Oops. Okay. Start making books. And that's it. I don't want a shortcut. So here's my library. You get help straight away with the little pop-up chat bot. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't need it. But here's your shelf. There's no books on it at the minute. And you might be thinking, blimey, where do I start? So, in behind the grilled sandwich. It's my new favourite word for this. A lot of people use hamburger, but I think it's probably because I've just eaten too much.
I call it a short stack. I guess, what do you call them over there? Flapjacks?
Yeah, pancakes.
Pancakes, yeah.
Pancakes,
Oh,
yeah.
pancakes, so good.
I like the grilled sandwich approach. Okay, so under the grilled sandwich, you've got resources library. If you click on that, you can sort by grade or you can sort by subject, and you can see loads and loads of examples of ones that have already been created. So you've got a whole library here, as well as weekly webinars you can click into, and the Certified Author Program. So, for example, here we've got book creator in the high school classroom, maths projects. This was
Lance
created by Lance, absolutely. Okay, great at creating books, not a great pilot, from what I understand. But ideas for using book creator. Let's just open that one. Okay, so this is just for inspiration. You can go in and have a look at what other people have done. So you can just kind of click through and you can see we've got Lego people in here. We've got photos of student work. We've got an audio file that we can click on and listen to. Okay?
Audio feedback.
There we go.
Audio feedback.
Audio feedback. And then we've got lots of other things like speaking postcards in modern languages, class vocabulary books, loads of different ideas of different things you can do in your classroom, but also things you can do with Book Creator. Because this is something you could create, but equally it's something students could create. So here we've got an embedded video, for example. Okay? If you're exploring authors, you can have a read aloud. You could do pretty much anything you want, because the amount of media that you can upload into one of these books is phenomenal. And I just, if it's okay, Fons, just want to do a quick demo. That's all right?
Sure, of course.
So I'm going to come out of here, and I'm going to go back to the teacher dashboard, and I'm going to create a new book. There we go. The Book Creator, incredibly helpful. The little pop-ups do appear very regularly. So you've got two different styles of books, really. You've got the plain pages and you've got like the comic style pages. My personal tip, go for the comic style, because with the comic style, you can easily choose a plain page, whereas if you go with the plain pages, it's harder to then choose a comic style, and you don't get some of the same options that you do with the comic. Okay, so I'm just going to open up a 2x3, and here we've got our blank book. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the plus button, and I'm just going to click up here, and I'm going to choose text, and I'm going to choose a title, and I'm going to give this a title. I'm going to call this Fons is Great. Okay, so that's going to be the title of our book. Now you can see that that's not centered, so we can just click on it really easily and move it, and we get the red lines like we used to from Google Slides. If I click on the inspect button up here, I can easily move that around. I can also change the font size just by dragging. I can change the color if I want. I can add a shadow to the back of that. I can change the text color. I can add bold or italics. I can really do whatever I want with that. But then if I wanted to add something else to the front page, I can also click away, go to inspect and change the page itself. So I've got all of these different background options. I quite like that one, so I'm going to include that in there. But as soon as I put that in, I might think, well, I don't like that color now. Doesn't really work. So let's change it. Okay, and you can add your own custom color as well. So we've added in there a title, but we could really do with a picture. And your pictures can come from anywhere. But what I really like is we can just come up here to media. Okay, we go to media. We've got the option of importing, taking a photo, okay, drawing a picture, including text or recording. If I go to import, I've got the option to go to Google Images. So I could try, for example, to search for Alfonso and see if he pops up. Okay, there you go. You're a road.
There you go. Yeah, I'm a road.
Okay.
Maybe we put Alfonso Mendoza Jr.
I could try that. Is that it might just be a smaller road. What do you reckon? Oh, there you are.
It's JR.
Apparently,
you
you're McMahon.
There you go. Hey,
There we go. So we're going to put your whole of your star in there.
There you go.
There we go. You've kept that quiet, I'll tell you. I love my wrestling. I had no idea you were involved. There we go. So we can put that in and we can resize it. But because it's an image, we can also hyperlink it. Okay? So we can go to here and we can hyperlink to somewhere else, to another page, whatever we want to do. And we can add accessibility. So we can put alternative text on that. So this could be Fonz's secret Hollywood star. Nobody knows it's yours apart from us now. Okay? And that becomes part of the read aloud. We've got the option up here to read the book out loud for us. We can choose voice to match our regional accents and things like that. So we might be happy with this as a book. Now, there's our title. We want a page. So we go to up here. We can choose panels. We've got all of these different options for different layouts. So loads of cool things. I'm going to choose that one. Okay? So there's the fold of our page. And it's a little bit off, but I quite like this layout, but I'm not 100% happy with it. I want this one to be just one block. So I can just click here and delete that one. If I unlock it, delete it, come to this one, unlock it, stretch it. So I can still, although they're preset layouts, lock it again. I can lock that layout, so if students are working on it, the layout's locked and they're less likely to change the layout. Then if I want to include things, I want to include text, I can just come down here and say, oh, wow, that's awesome. I want to put that in there, but I might size it up a little bit, okay? Or if I'm not using that particular text, I could just go for a blank sticker like this one, put that in there. I could resize that a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, and then I could put text over the top of it if I wanted to. So I can go for normal text now, and I could say source. Add that in. I can bring that over the top. I can go to the inspect tool. I can make my text bigger. I can choose a different font, whichever I like. I can choose a different color so it stands out. I can make it bold or italic and do whatever I like with it really, and maybe put a shadow on it as well. And I can go up in increments until I'm happy with it. Awesome source, there we go. And I can use my arrows to be really precise, okay? Then I might decide, well, I want a picture in here. So I'm going to add from media, actually, I'm going to import a map. So I'm going to go for Texas, okay? Which apparently is a city in the United States. So there we go. I have a choice of map or satellite picture. So I'm going to go with satellite. And hopefully we're going to go to the Bourbon Street Bar and Grill. Select that. I'm going to resize it a little bit. This is why I wanted the long kind of version. And then I can play around with this and make the map sit nicely in that section. In here, though, I might want something else. So here, I might want to add a picture. So I go to import, and I'm going to go to, I could go to Drive or Files, but I can just go Google Images. And this time, I would like some tacos. Okay, and I'm going to choose these. And you can see they come up really big. I'm just going to shorten it down. I'm going to drop it in here. And you can see we can have it as visual as we like. We can still add text in. So we can add text in underneath and say, I love tacos. Hopefully spell it in right. Okay. And then I might just drop that in there. But then I might think, actually, I'd like this to be a bilingual book. So I can go to up here. I can go to media. I can go to record. I can allow access to my microphone. Start recording. Ay, me encantan los tacos al pastor. Son riquísimos. Okay. I can listen to it, make sure I'm happy, and just click use recording. And it drops in that lovely little audio feature there so that students know to click on that to listen to it. And you can do exactly the same thing if you want to with a video. So you can even record straight away from the camera. You can take a picture as you're standing there, or you can bring a video in as well if you want to, either from YouTube. Okay, so you can come in for your camera this way and you can record a video. So you can say, press record. Hi everyone, welcome to my pub. We don't serve tacos, but we do serve beer. Okay? And then you just use that video, drop it in there. Again, you can resize it, whatever you want. It won't let you go off the edge of the page, so you can just size it down, move it around, do whatever you want with it. If you've decided you want to swap it round, you can just drag them really easily and move things about. Super simple. And you can just drag in then, oh, there we go. Doesn't like that because of the page. Doesn't want the video to go over the mix of the page. Doesn't mind the photo doing it. There you go. You learn something new every day. So you can see how easy it is, but you might not like the background. So we can just click off all of those pictures, go back to that inspect, and we can choose a background color for our page as well. And it just suddenly looks that much more vibrant and engaging and really useful. So you can then add another page and another page. And at any point, if you want to, you can click on read aloud, go to your settings. You can choose how you look at your settings and everything else. You can change your voice. So if you wanted to, you could have English, UK, Spanish. You can have lots of different options. So I'm going to go with English. If I click on English, I get the choice. I can have Fred from the United States, or maybe even his dog. And there we go. And then I can have, let me just check the speed actually. We can have the speed changed. I'm going to speed him up. And then we're going to listen to Fred.
Sauce. Awesome. I love tacos.
Ay, me encantan los tacos al pastor. Son riquísimos. Hi everyone, welcome to my pub.
Okay, so you notice it not only reads the text, but it automatically then plays the recording of your voice and then starts the video recording for you as well. So super accessibility, and you can pick up those different regional voices as well. And when you're done with your book and you're happy with it, like I said, if you want to, you can hyperlink at any particular point. So let's just come out of the read version. If I wanted to link Vince McMahon, for example, to tacos, I can link him to a page number as well. So if I link him to page 3 and just click off that, when we look at the book, when it's published, we'll click on page 3. So I'm just going to call this Fonzie's Great, give it its name. Okay. I've then got the option when I publish to print it as a PDF, download it as an ebook, collaborate with someone else on it, or publish it online. So if I click publish, there's what it's going to be called. I publish my book. It is published. I can then take that link, open it up in an incognito window, pop it in there, and we can all have a look at this book about Fonz being great. So now we get the reader's version. I can't click on it and edit. I can have it read to me. If I click there, it's going to open it to page 3 anyway. But if I didn't do that, I can just go through and I can read and I can
Ay, me encantan los tacos.
And click on anything I need to.
Hi everyone, welcome.
And play it as we go through. You can go backwards and forwards and do whatever you like with it. And you can have up to 40 books. And that's not once you've hit 40, you can't have any more. You can just only have 40 at a particular time. So if you wanted more, you'd have to get rid of some unless you upgraded for the paid package. But a really, really great resource, I think. I'm just going to unpublish that from the point of view of, I'll come back and do that in a minute. But really, really simple and super engaging for students and for staff as well.
Awesome. That's great. This is one of the great tools that I first saw Daren use. And then of course, following in the footsteps, you always look up to those people that are doing some great things. And then of course, Daren with his extensive book collection that he's done, he actually inspired me to do the same thing. And so I created a book here also as well and this is specifically for our district on their certified level 1. So again, if we go through here, just copying a little bit of what Daren did and just kind of made it my own, see what works for me, what works for our district, and just kept it kind of short and sweet and to the point. Okay, there you go. There you go. So again, thanks again to Daren for sharing this wonderful resource. And again, it does pay dividends. And again, guys, one thing that I say about some of these tools that although it may seem a little overwhelming, like it may have too many parts to it, I always tell teachers, give it a try, give it a go, because the return on investment will definitely be great in that most of these creations that you will be making will be something that could be used the following year. If you're teaching the same subject this year, teaching it next year, at least you already have a nice, beautiful template that you can update as needed, and there will only be few moving parts that you might need to update just to keep everything, the content fresh, but you don't have to go and create a whole new book, all starting from scratch again, unless you really want to and do those things. But again, like, Daren will go ahead and share the same thing, that all of his books, he can go back at any time and add some more pages, update some new things. And especially as the tech keeps updating and upgrading, you'll probably have to just go in there, tweak a couple of things, but everything else will stay the same. And it just makes it nice and easy to work with. So that's awesome, Daren. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful tool. And now it is my turn just to share. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and share real quick on Kami. Kami is a wonderful tool, wonderful annotation tool that can be used not only by your students, but by yourself as an educator. And this is a great way to make really any paper, any PDF, any document. You can go ahead and make this into something that is workable. And so again, you've got all of these wonderful tools here. And so what I love about this is the accessibility features that it has, such as the dictionary. So this dictionary would be available. Now, of course, I am showing you the EDU version. The version that is the free version doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it does give you enough to get by. But I'm sharing with you the EDU version. Here, as you notice, you can click on a certain word. It has the dictionaries. What I love about it too is that it does offer speech to text. So if this document was in Spanish, it will read it for you in Spanish. Right now it's in English. It'll read it for you in English. You've got all sorts of markup tools. You've got nice highlighters that you can go ahead and change the color of right here. And this is one of my actual reading assignments that I'm sharing with you. And so you've got markers, you've got some strike throughs that you can go ahead and put here. Let me see if I can get that right there. So you've got some strike throughs, and of course you've got a palette that you can work with, customize your colors. You've got underline features. So what I love about this is on my book, I have the physical book here. And then as I underline, my underlining kind of goes off into the words. But here, what I love is I can just highlight and it gives me one nice straight line every single time. And if you notice here, it brings up a little menu. Maybe you want to change this to red, meaning that you really want to emphasize that specific portion. You can also go ahead and even convert some comments. And if you want to get rid of the underline, you can just go ahead and just erase it there with the trash can. Now, some of the comment features here that you have are wonderful. For example, you can add a text comment. And of course, I can click here. And now I can go ahead and say, please read this part. And if you notice, you even have a little microphone here. So it even has voice typing for you. So Daren is amazing. Ben is also amazing. And the short and sweet crew is all amazing. There you go. Now, Daren, I guess since it's US English, it did misspell your name. I do apologize for that. I'll make sure maybe put in a support ticket for Cami to be able to
didn't argue with you.
I'll put a message there for Cami. But again, you've got those voice typing features, and you can even add voice comments here as well. So if you notice here, I can put a little dot here on my voice comment where I want to go ahead and put it. And now I'm recording. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So now I can go ahead and hear that again. But it gives you the little target there that you can set it up as a teacher and share it with your students so they know that when they click on that, or they'll be able to visibly see that there is a voice comment there, they can activate that. But not only that, the students can go ahead and give the teacher's voice comments. So this is a great way to kind of hit on all topics as far as, you know, being able to type, use your typing skills. You can use voice typing. You can go ahead and record comments. So the accessibility tools are wonderful. And it even allows you to do a video comment here. So here I am. Oh, it's using my computer camera. So there you go, move that. And it's been recording. So all I do is just click done. The recording stays here, and it even allows you to do a screen capture. So this is the wonderful part here, as well as now I can go ahead and choose to do a screen capture as well. So I can select my screen, click share, Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today? And I am going to go ahead and click done. And there you go. So powerful stuff right here, just in this little bit that I was able to share with you as far as the comment features. And of course, as you notice, all the comments stay here. They all have their little target dots here, which is awesome that if you click on those, it'll take you specifically to that comment or screen recording or video. You've got text boxes here. So teachers, those of you that were working remote learning with PDFs and you're like, how can I make this workable? What can my students do? Well, you've got text boxes here that if you had some blanks, you can go ahead and type in, Daren is 6'5".
Yeah.
Little known fact. So now I can go ahead and put that in here. All right. Now you do have
1, aren't you?
6'1". I'm shorter than you.
Yeah.
So that's why he's short, and Daren is obviously sweet, you know. But then you've got some math tools here that you can go ahead and use. You've got some insert symbols that you can go ahead and use there, which is a great tool. Drawing, if you're working with littles, what I love about this is that you can actually share this document. And if I click here and get a shareable link, this is where the part of real time takes place, where you can just copy this link. You can pop this into a chat. You can pop it into a Google Meet. You can put it into a Zoom session. And the person that is on the other end can annotate on this document at the exact same time that you're in there. And that is something that is wonderful. You've got some shape tools that you can go ahead and pop in here as needed if you're doing some math. And of course, your all-important eraser tool. So you can erase any of these things that you no longer need here. Images. Daren was talking about images. You can bring in images from your computer. You can bring in images from Google Drive or Google Search. And let me see if I can type in maybe digestives. See what comes up.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Oh,
Yes,
look at that. Look at that. Right there. That's the stuff. Cannot insert that image.
It's a broken biscuit.
Yeah, it was a broken biscuit. Let's see if we can try. Let's see if we can try something else here.
You don't want them corrupting in your tea when you're done with it.
Cream. They're good.
Go for more biscuits. Maybe one of these right here. There you go. Loading image. So now I can drag.
Yeah, Ruffs. I got some of them in the car actually.
They're baby food.
There you go. So that is some great stuff right there. And of course, you've got your signatures. You can either upload a signature, draw a signature, or draw a signature on a phone. So let me just draw my signature here. Click upload, click insert. And there you go. I have just signed a PDF and we are good to go, guys. So this was just a quick overview on Kami and what Kami can do for you. I did write a blog post on that and I will share that blog post. Some pretty good stuff there that you can go ahead and use. And so, guys, it's been amazing. Just the tools that we've been able to use, that we've been able to learn, and things that we've been able to have now in our teacher tool belts to be able to share not only with an audience, but to share also with the teachers that we have or that we work for in our districts. So it's something that's wonderful. And guys, I really want to thank you guys for being here and just being some great friends, some wonderful mates that I've been able to have the opportunity to meet during this time. And talking about connected educators, this is a great example of what being a connected educator is, finding your PLF, your professional learning family, as I like to call it. And Ben and Daren are definitely a big part of my PLF, along with Global G&G and all the wonderful things that they're doing. And it's great to work alongside them as leaders in Global G&G and doing presentations and just being able to help out our staff members as well, because in the end, we want the best for our students as well. So thank you guys for joining us today. Really appreciate you guys. And guys, those of you that are watching, don't forget, you can catch Ben, you can catch Daren on their show, Short and Sweet. You can follow them on Twitter at Training with BM. That's right, Training with BM. And then you've got at Ranga the Trainer. And that name, can I just ask real quick, Ranga, where does that come from, Daren?
originally comes from Australia, and it's a term used for ginger people, because I am. And some people think it's quite, what should we say, pejorative, but actually not really. I don't really care. I quite love it. And because I play hockey, that's kind of very helpful. That's my nickname.
I always wondered. I was like, Ranga the trainer, and I figure, honestly, I really thought that it was maybe you had some kind of a Viking background or something like that, and the name Ranga just sounded like that. And of course, I mean, I was thinking, yeah, it could be maybe a wrestling name or something like that. So we don't know, but I'm glad. I'm glad that I asked. So, and we even had somebody here saying that they actually wanted to know what Ranga the trainer meant. So I'm glad that you let us know. And it's so, guys,
Red and Nearly Ginger Association, you see.
That is wonderful, mate. Oh my goodness, where do you come up with this stuff? You definitely should be a stand-up comic. Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm standing up.
Oh man, you are so lucky that you get to work with. I mean, I'm glad I get to work with you guys, and I wish I could work with you guys on the daily, because I think that would be just so much fun. But
honestly, you couldn't put up with us day to day.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much again, guys, for being here, and everybody that's watching. Thank you so much for joining my EdTech Life today on this great international show. We will have a show on Saturday with Javier Balan. That show will be completely in Spanish. So I hope that you guys can go ahead and join us for that show. Javier is going to be sharing the way that he helps educators in Ciudad Obregón in Baja California Sur with G Suite apps. So that's going to be a great show. He is the leader of GEG Obregón. So it's really exciting that the show obviously caters to Spanish speakers, English speakers, or US English speakers, and UK English speakers, as well as we have Ben and Daren here. So thank you guys so much. Oh, actually, yes. If you don't know, Daren is definitely very fluent in Spanish. And if you kind of caught like maybe a little bit of that accent when he was recording that I Love Taco stuff, you really don't hear an accent there. It really sounds just real straight up, legit, Spanish there. So he definitely is a great Spanish speaker. So un día de estos, Daren, espero que vengas aquí a Texas, y aquí está tu casa, estamos aquí a tu servicio, y que puedas venir, y tal vez también si puede venir Ben, sería un gran gusto también, Ben, tenerte aquí en su casa, que está aquí disponible para ustedes siempre cuando quieran venir.
Bueno, él necesita permiso de su mamá, pero yo sí vengo.
Okay, Ben, we'll make sure and give you a permission slip. What was that, Ben?
I said, I have absolutely no idea what's being said. I can't speak Spanish.
Perdón, sí, Ciudad Obregón está en Sonora, perdón, disculpen, en Sonora. Muchísimas gracias por corregirme en eso. And so then again, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. It has been wonderful being here, guys. And if you're here, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Give us a like on our channel also, as well as we'll have great content, some great trainings. And of course, we've got, some great guests that will be showing up. And also, guys, please, those of you that are here, I am going to go ahead and pop in a link here to see if we can get you some My EdTech Life stickers. So go ahead and fill that out. And again, you will get a sticker pack here, which will include the circular stickers. You've got die cut stickers and a holographic sticker as well. So again, I'm definitely, all our guests are going to get stickers too as well. So I'm really excited about that. And if you like what you see and you want to support the show, go ahead, just give us a support here. You can just go ahead and buy us a coffee. If it's something that you'd like to just share, keep the content coming. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful day. And this is Tech Teacher 1381 signing off on behalf of Ben Moore at Training with BM, well, on behalf of Daren White at Ranga the Trainer. Thank you so much for making us part of your morning today, guys. Thank you.